Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. Hope you are great. I am sure majority of you know Rhoda Osman, the woman who actually lied against a black man that she was hit with brick on her face. Okay, as at yesterday on the Thursday noon, she was found guilty. So she was the aggressor all this while. Though, as the case was progressing, a lot of people also found out, but then I never knew they took the case to court and all that, and she's guilty as charged. So all this while she was the aggressor, right? Please, I don't know how to say this, but it is unkind, to be the aggressor and lie on somebody. See, whenever you lie, especially when it comes to a black man, I want you to know that that can actually mess that person up. Don't do that next time. It is not okay. And she will have to pay all the money she got for something thousand US dollars that she got from GoFundMe. She will have to pay it back. She will go to prison for three months. And for a decade, she won't be on social media. Man, that is actually a lot, but this is what she got from messing up. You can do better. She can do better. Let's get into this video.
Do you all remember Rhoda Osman, who in 2003 claimed that after she refused to give her number to a man, he struck her with a brick? And that allegation alone set off a whole chain of events that led to a lot of think pieces and lives of people debating if men were responsible to protect black women. I unequivocally believe it is our responsibility, regardless of the fact that we now know that Rhoda lied. This is an update because today, after deliberating for 3 hours, a jury convicted Rhoda of stealing $42,000 via a GoFundMe page that she had set up after claiming this. Let's go to the report.
Yeah, so there's a few top stories that we're looking at. GoFundMe schemers found guilty tonight. Car crashes into a vet clinic in Montgomery County and fire scorches land in Galveston Island. That's some of the top stories tonight. Let's start with the GoFundMe scheme story. Remember Rhoda Osman? We talked about her a few times for the last couple of years. In 2023, she was known as the Brick Lady online. She made claims that a man threw a brick at her head outside of a bar in West Houston because she didn't give him her phone number. Well, she went on to collect $42,000 through a GoFundMe campaign she started after that. Well, a Harris County jury found her guilty of theft. She has to spend 90 days in jail, 10 years probation. She has to pay restitution, 10 years of no social media, which is big for her brand.
Authorities presented video evidence that showed Osman getting into an altercation verbally and physically with a man after she struck him in the face with an unknown object, and he retaliated by throwing a water bottle at her. And let me say the following in closing. Rhoda is a piece of shit. She lied. She took advantage of a system in which women are routinely the subject of violence at the hands of men. There were many women that were actually, with video evidence, shown to be assaulted by men because they refused to give them their number. Rhoda took advantage of that, and for that, I will not forgive her. But that does not change the fact that I still stand in the same place when it comes to protecting women from men. Feel about it how you will. Y'all have the day you deserve, and may the ancestors judge you accordingly.
Lady, right? Y'all remember the girl that got on live and got on the internet and say that she had been hit with a brick in her face, and all women came to rally for her, including me. Yes, I can admit I rallied for her. Well, baby, she has been found guilty. Guilty as hell. Now, she stated she was attacked, but when the video came out, she was actually the aggressor. So Rhoda Osman has been sentenced to 90 days. And that $42K that she raised, baby, that has to go back to everybody. She's got to pay restitution. Now, on top of that, she gets 10 years probation. And then If she fucks up on her probation, baby, she's gonna spend 10 years in jail. And I know she can't afford that shit because she does have a child. Y'all need to stop coming up on this internet making lies and accusations. Because these days, everybody has a phone. And what's gonna end up happening is people are gonna dig. And y'all know TikTok. TikTok are investigators. They're better than the fucking FBI. And you know what? I think this may be good for her. And some people don't need to be on social media at all. Girl, I gotta brush your teeth. Your breath stank.
So it turns out Miss Rada Osman, aka the Brick Lady, but I'm gonna call her by her name, Rada Osman, was lying about the situation. I'm gonna give y'all the story and then I'll give you my follow-up, my apology, and then my accountability. If you don't remember, some time ago last year, this young lady said that she was hit in the face with a brick by a black man. She said other men stood around and didn't say anything or do anything to whereby she felt like they weren't protecting her, right? And everyone was protect black women, which it still is, right? However, I want to say that I understand the volume of my voice, right? So to the guys now, I don't remember making any content. I have so many videos. However, I do remember going live about this. And my sentiment was clearly this. To the gentlemen that felt like I was minimizing their voices as a result of them saying, oh, she's lying, etc., I will say that I will apologize. However, there's a comma there. What I will not apologize for is calling out the blatant celebration of said thing, because I'm still going to run with the sentiment of I'm going to believe women. Because less than 1% actually lie about these situations and or scenarios to whereby it would behoove someone to not believe them, right? The problem in it is that many of you were just way too disgustingly happy to point out, oh, she's lying, she's a liar, women be lying, and woo, 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 right? All of the gentlemen that made posts, the ones that, in my opinion, were in good taste, that actually gave an analysis instead of you all trying to use this as a springboard for your bullshit platforms, your alpha male podcast, or whatever the case may be. Those are the ones that I will never stand 10 toes down next to at all. Because you utilize this as an opportunity to demonize women that didn't even apply to. Now, for those of you that were so loud and demonizing men and cussing men and etc., I do believe that some accountability is in order. And if that makes me somehow a hateful person or a bad person, so be it. However, I can't stand in good faith and not acknowledge the truth, right? However, in its totality, the conclusion of this sentiment is this. Yes, there are women that lie about situations like this. However, the majority of women are telling the truth. And I will never feel bad about believing a woman when historically the violence that women have faced at the hands of men pales in comparison to anything that you could even bring up or utilize as an example. So in summation, this young lady was sentenced. Give me just a second. She was sentenced to 90 days in jail, inpatient substance abuse treatment, full restitution of $42,302, 10 years of probation, and a 10-year social media ban. If she violates even one time, she will serve 10 years in prison. Now, there was discussion in some comment sections of, oh, a court can ban you from being on social media. Yes, they actually can. Now, the nature of the offense has to be surrounded around social media. Apparently, according to GoFundMe, this isn't Twitter, this isn't YouTube, this isn't Instagram, this isn't TikTok. Apparently, according to the company, she has created false GoFundMes in the past, claiming the assault, which never was reported to anyone or to any agency or whatever the case may be, and has attempted this quote unquote scam, right? So whereby they took it down, and here are the results. So leave that as it may, I will still continue to believe women, and I will be more careful and more cautious with the things in which I utilize my voice for. However, I will never, ever feel bad for standing up for women, especially black women. Good day.
Do y'all remember that woman who came out, Somalian woman, who came out and her face was all busted up and swollen, and she was in the hospital crying about how some man just randomly attacked her with a brick. I had posted this story. I talked about it in 2023 when it happened, and when I posted about this woman, I got nothing but hate from other black women telling me that I was racist because I was seeing through her bullshit. Nothing that she was saying was connected. Then there was other video footage that was coming out that was exposing how she would go around in the streets and harass men and put her hands on them for no reason whatsoever. So at some point, people were saying she deserved the shit if it happened. And there was other videos and proof coming out that it wasn't the first time she opened up a GoFundMe account to fund her being harassed or attacked by somebody. I mean, the harassment and the insults got so bad. I was being harassed so badly over TikTok that I had to turn off the comment section on many of those videos because people wanted her to be a victim so badly. And I didn't speak about it until a lot of evidence came out because I wasn't going to just say that somebody was lying if I didn't know. But there was too much proof coming out to show that she was lying. Also, the video footage was released and you can see she was not hit with a brick. I mean, people just wanted her to be a victim so damn bad. And she sure did play the role because she would get on the internet talking about all creators who post about me, I'm going to start suing y'all. Suing for what? Lies? But now take a look at this because this has just been updated this month. Rhoda Osmond, also known as the Brick Lady, was found guilty of theft for lying about being attacked with a brick. In October 2025, a Harris County jury convicted her in connection with a GoFundMe scheme based on a fabricated story. The fabricated story in 2023, Osmond gained viral attention for claiming on social media that a man hit her with a brick outside of a Houston bar when she refused to give him her phone number. On GoFundMe, she created a page to cover medical expenses, which ultimately raised more than $42,000. The Houston Police Department investigated the incident, and the surveillance footage did not support Osmond's account. It showed the man striking her with what appears to be a water bottle only after she had hit him first. Investigators also discovered that Osmond had a similar GoFundMe in 2020 for another alleged assault that was also deemed baseless. Osmond was found guilty of felony theft. She received a sentence of 90 days in jail, 10 years of probation, mandatory substance abuse treatment, and a 10-year ban from social media. She was also ordered to pay $42,302 in restitution. I bet you bitches that was in my comment section feel real stupid now.
Y'all remember that lady that claimed that a man hit her outside of a club in the head with a brick? She's been found guilty today. Now, eventually she ended up turning herself in. And she had to turn herself in simply because social media did their job. Social media did the research and was like, yeah, nah, that ain't what happened. Come to find out, it was like, I believe it was like some type of allergic reaction. That's why her face was looking like this. So all in all, she lied. On top of that, she ended up starting up a GoFundMe. And she raised a little bit over $42,000 with that GoFundMe. Okay, she ended up going to court. You know how that thing goes. It takes a while, but today she was found guilty. On top of that, the judge sentenced, her last name is Osmond, my bad. Her last name is Osmond. So the judge sentenced Osmond to 10 years of probation, including 90 days in jail. So yeah, you got to do some type of time. Of course, you have to pay back that $42,302 as well. And her appeal bond was set to $50,000. So you got to do time, you got to pay that money back, and now your face is everywhere, and people are not going to forget the lie that you told. So now that you did jail time, you got to pay all that money back. So because of that, it's going to be hard to get a job, and you need a job to pay all that money back because I'm sure you spent it, whether you spent it outside of court or inside. Like I said before, it's going to be hard to get a job, and it's just going to be hard in general to show your face. People are no longer going to want to deal with you because they know that you're a liar. Y'all let me know what y'all think.
Brick Lady has been found guilty. Now, over a year ago, we heard this story about Brick Lady, Rhoda Osmond. Apparently, she got hit in the head with a brick by a black man. She blamed all black men. She said black men were horrible. She then went on to say that a black woman attacked her. A lot of black women weren't nosing this. And the Breakfast Club, you had CNN, MSNBC, every news station. You even had content creators like Conscious Lee, Agent Conscious Lee, and so many others saying, well, even if it's not true, we still got to take accountability. That kind of bullshit led up to pandering agents like Deontay Cow. Y'all sat there and shit on black men with no evidence, and now this chick has been found guilty of scamming people. I'm so sick of black men every few months being fucking attacked, and everybody just forgets that it actually happened. We are sick of that shit.
I don't know if you guys remember, but a while back, this woman, Rhoda Osmond, went viral after falsely claiming a man hit her in the head with a brick after she wouldn't give him her phone number, and then she collected $42,000 from a GoFundMe. Well, this Wednesday, a jury found Rhoda guilty of theft. She was sentenced to 10 years of probation, and if she violates the conditions of the probation, she could serve up to 10 years in prison. The conditions of her probation are kind of awesome. The conditions start off pretty normal. She'll do 90 days in jail, undergo some inpatient substance abuse treatment, and pay full restitution of the $42,302. But the cherry on top is she is banned from social media for the next decade. 10 years, no social media.
She made a fool out of us. But I'm still going to believe most claims until disproven, and I'm still going to defend black women at all costs. But I'm also going to own up to being wrong when I am wrong, and then do what I'm doing right now, give the updated facts of the case. On September the 3rd, Houston, Texas police officers responded to an aggravated assault claim made by Rhoda Osmond. Police report noted that Osmond was intoxicated, hostile, and irate. The report stated that Osmond claimed that while walking on Schumacher Lane, a man that she did not know attempted to get her phone number, and when she declined his advances, that man threw and hit her with a brick. Osmond then claimed that she tried to escape by calling an Uber, and when that Uber arrived, she then realized that it was the same man who had hit her with the brick, and that maybe he was trying to human traffic her because inside the car were other women. When they finally had a chance to sit down and talk to Rhoda Osmond on September 19th, Osmond revealed that she had done her own research and that she discovered that the man who hit her with the brick was a man named Olin Douglas. That was Osmond's account. But police tell a different story, and so does surveillance footage. Now, the man who assaulted Osmond was indeed identified as Olin Douglas, but the footage showed Osmond and Douglas walking together, dancing, like literally her dancing on him, and then the two of them getting to like in a car together, like in a Maserati. It appears at some point they got into an argument where Douglas did assault Osmond and did hit her in the face, but it wasn't with a brick, it was with a water bottle. Somewhere from there, the story got embellished, the water bottle became a brick, and the story went viral. Many people believed her story. I believed her story. But fellow TikToker and social detective who's known for protecting black men, Queen of Accountability, Daphne Sutton, did not. And I have to give her credit here. I'm not crazy about some of her content and kind of, you know, the stance or the slant she takes against black women, but she deserves her flowers with this one because she was right from the start. The Queen of Accountability tracked Rhoda Osmond back to a similar claim made by her in 2020 while she lived in Minnesota. The claim was then that a black man had assaulted her in a similar way, and as a result of the assault, she created a GoFundMe page to pay for her health care, and she was asking for like $5,000 because she had damage to her face and damage to her leg. But in this situation, no actual police report was filed. When it comes to Minneapolis, where this supposedly happened, the actual last police occurrence that involved Osmond was in 2012 when she was the defendant of lewd and disorderly conduct. It showed that she had like charges in the Virgin Islands, several within the state of Minnesota, several within the state of Texas, and now she is wanted in Houston for charges of theft by deception from the viral TikTok video that she made.
So y'all remember Rhoda Osmond, aka Brick Lady? I hate to call her Brick Lady, but that's how a lot of y'all identify her as. She has been found guilty. She has to serve 90 days in jail, and she was given a 10-year probation sentence. If she violates her probation, she has to serve up to 10 years in prison. Okay? She's currently being held at a $50,000 bond. They found out, apparently, based on the news article, that she spent the donation money on trips and ride shares and spas and things like that. Okay, so that's what, and she has to pay full restitution back to, pay the whole 42,000 back. All right. This doesn't change the fact, even if you want to consider her lying, right? This doesn't change the fact that women get assaulted. It doesn't change the fact that random women get assaulted for saying no, that femicide is a real thing, because it is. All right. It just means that, hey, this time a woman lied. But I already know how people are going to spin this. They're going to say, well, because she lied, all women lie. You know how the men do on this app, especially on, any social media platform. They will always find one quote unquote bad example and then paint the majority of situations to be, these wouldn't be like, they already started, to be honest. But yeah, that's the update, man. So yeah. Hey, man. Anyway, y'all stay safe out there.
All I got from this video, and I remember going back and forth with one of my friends over this, and he's a man. Oh my goodness. I posted this back then when it happened, and at first it came out like she was speaking the truth, and I think people fell for her scam, the way her face was swollen, the break and all that, because the face was actually swollen, right? So we did not know the backstory. What happened before the break, or the water bottle was thrown at her and all that. But still, I will not support any violence of any time. But when you are the aggressor, do not come out to lie on somebody. She lied against that young man, and that was not a nice thing. Oh my God. It's in kind of, I understand, like, I would still want women to be protected, because women deserve to be protected. Men deserve to protect women and all that. Please do not do not ever say that you will not protect women. Please try as much as you can to protect them. It's very vital, right? But please, women, do not ever lie on a man, maybe over violence or something, right? Because that shit can actually mess them up. I am not trying to defend anybody at this point but I am just saying, do not do that. Stop lying on men. And men, please stop lying on women too. But at this point in time, you can see she was the one that lied. And now she can see all the money she got from, what's it called? The GoFundMe, she's going to pay them back. And how will she pay $40-something thousand US back? To who and who? She also needs a job. And she will be off, for a decade, she won't be on social media. So what if her business is on social media? People really have to learn that some things you do actually got consequences. And also 90 days in prison. Baby, you are going to prison. And that it's on your record, a whole 90 days, 3 months. You will be in prison. Please, people, don't mess up like this. Don't please mess up like this. These kind of lies are not worth it. And I really do not, I don't know, but it is not worth it. Don't be like Rhoda. Rhoda that came out here to lie, and people run with her lies, including me too. Because I was like, not until at some point we found out that she was lying. The story was not adding up, and we decided to draw the curtain there. So she's been found guilty. Bye for now.